one of those maps that they in particular struggle with quite a bit. They have been able to turn it around with these this new roster, right? I think they've been able to kind of turn the tides and become a much better roster with the two Europeans added. But it is one of those maps where I think Stan struggles just a tad on the T side to really master. Good news is we'll get to see if this is going to open up opportunities. I think if there was ever a map that Party Astronauts would be confident in, it would have to be this one. But we'll see what they got. We'll see what that made of, because out of the gates it's Sus with the dual Berettas and JBA to stand right behind them. They've walked into the firing squad, and well, that's back to familiar territory for Wildcard.
Can we should just shut up, is really the thing. Is, man, the confidence to start off the triple swing top banana into 5. Yeah, I forgot the confidence that the Swedes kind of bring to the table. Sus has no respect for his opponents over here in North America. That is the one thing to talk about. In terms of just another sort of aggressive rifler who wants to take his own leash, or take his own tools, play off the leash, kind of like how his opponents are trying to do. He's the Swedish 60, man.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's a decent comparison. I just feel like he's played very confidently. What Susp has brought this team is just a very clear understanding of how to play these extremity roles and play them incredibly well. He doesn't slip up a whole lot, doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and can be a huge piece when it comes to having enough activity on his own to still, make correct moves here. But how do you hold a B bomb site with only an MP9 and locked out behind the smoke? That's a tough question that Sus needs an answer for, and doesn't quite find the best one. At least Sonic available for a spam, and 3v4. We'll see if they can hold off in the post plant.
Yeah, the thing is the smokes are fading for CT spawn. There's not a lot of delay here that the T's can bring to the table, so Delta utility being passed over to Stan. Rifles are going to be out. A good flashbang in to try and stun the retake effort for just a moment. But now the utility rating through, and the flashbang is perfection. Infinite can't get anything done, and Fang swinging into literally the entire team. At least a post plant for Party Astronauts, something to take home. But it's going to be 2-0 for Wildcard here.
It's just clean, confident. Wildcard locking them in a second on the retake. Sure, a little bit dicey. You give over a bomb plant, and I think we definitely are seeing Party Astronauts kind of lead into a situation in which we see a little pressure on their shoulders at the moment. Tech 9's being forced up. Actually, just Wolfie going for the full investment. I thought they were going to full buy behind it, but going for halfsies again. They're going to run it back and see what Wolfie can't do with his AK that fully invested into this one. There you go. That's good use of it. Already starts it off well. Fozy hits the deck, and a bad kickoff.
Stan on a half wall. Oh boy, he has a full belt to utility. It is a very risky situation to go for this. Oh, but leave it to Sus. I've seen 60 do that one before too. And who else to go down but the man himself? You have been replaced. At least that's the joke I'm going to be running with. It's not actually the case. Danny, you're cool. Drink your Diet Coke.
The DC, if you will. Keep it classy. Put on the standby. But, hitting a bit of a pause at the moment. Ready for the classic Halls pop. What could go wrong here for the pistols? Moss spray that isn't that pretty, but should do the trick here. And again, Wolfie with the AK has to do so much more. This has proven to be a good purchase already, but that's so quickly handled by JBA and the quickness of his A1S. So Wildcard up to a nice 3-0 start and handle the investment. Now my question is, yeah, I don't think Wolfie going to be left into the best of states, but Mac 10's fine. We'll see what he can do with that.
That's Fozy, AWP though, and I feel like he can be extremely confident with this, knowing he is the only AWP on the server. He has no contest. He can swing whatever he wants. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a little fancy towards middle on this first one, and that's what he's doing. He's taking a peek down into T-Step. In the meantime, the banana airstrike. 2 players down to sub 30 HP. They're just going to get knocked over here Sus, one bullet onto Fang, no chance.
That's not a fun way to start this one off. Just getting bombarded by utility over and over again. So they try and inch their way up banana. More like a roar up banana, but down with the quickness. No ground gained, and you're going to fall back to a slower setup for the CT side. Fozy playing a passive angle, but they've just got Sonic containing so much space. Rather Susp.
He's so
containing all the
confident.
space.
He is not worried at all about a potential jiggle peek. A big swing. He actually just he's inviting the duel. And he's gonna get it, but does concede the spray transfer. Even though Wildcard started the rotation a little bit early, so they are actually here in time. Smoke a little awkward, however. 8-2 it though. Bentley exposed and dealt with. It's ridiculous. And Fozy's already gotten himself to Coffin. I don't think Infinite's prepared for this kind of play so fast. Yeah, he's done. He's also getting just spammed through the smoke straight up by JBA. Rather by Sonic. And then Fozy just swings out towards Coffins and down they go. 4-0 for Wildcard. Just utter confidence in the server right now.
Absolutely. What a great rotation. I mean, honestly, a cool play from Susp to preemptively spam down. I thought the mistake that he was making right there was to throw that smoke, and then you know how people get very lackadaisical on the jiggles. They can just start jump peeking. But as he throws that smoke, the presence of mind to also back it up with a little firepower there. Knowing that that is such a likely reaction from PA after that smoke is tossed in. And that's what I mean when I talk about Susp just not making a lot of mistakes in the tough positions that he plays in the micro. Is that I feel like he's always prepared, always up to date with what the right move is.
Tech9 walk into an op. Not necessarily the play of the day here. Fozy gets a shooting gallery. He's running out of ammo in that AWP, though. And he'll actually get dealt with.
Jeez.
Tech9's fierce, but they're going to have to get every single ground via bullets. And they might be able to do so. Sonic is in an awkward spot. The running Tech9 from Fang is enough. Man advantage and the B site. Fang with the triple.
They've got themselves a whole host of problems now on this wildcard side all of a sudden. JBA on the late flank, 60 trying to contain. And again, you can get a little wild here. You can be frustrating to deal with if you're PA. It's a big triple kill from Fang, and now looking to contain this one. Stan is still getting shots popped off, but they're not connecting, so they got to retake it over.
Oh, and he does convert the kill into Fang, shutting him down. Now they try to converge. They try to get together, and the information is there. 60 out towards Dark, other towards New Box. Has to be known. Missed shot out of 60, and they're going to clear Infinite. They've got a retake. Party Astros, with their best chance to win a round, has, well, sailed off into deep space.
It just looks so cool, calm, and collected in that retake. The 2v3 in between JBA and Stan. And I mean, that is a, again, as I mentioned in the past, a duo that's just been playing together for this past year, proving so much, actually just a year ago, you know, in a previous IEM qualifier, getting their big upset versus Complexity in that Forsaken project. So an on-sign organization sending Complexity into the lower bracket, and then Complexity going on to make the finals of said event with their lower bracket run of IEM Sydney. And that's where I first kind of really got to see the prospects of a Stan and JVA combo. And now they've continued to build here. They got the organization of Wildcard. They got a couple of Europeans. They got Sonic involved, and now they're starting to dominate NA. Not just a couple upset wins here or there up against impressive competition, but you know, getting on these crazy win streaks that M80 were holding on to. There's a bit of loss there towards the banana side, and it's gonna be Susp. That's just quick enough to recover it.
How did
They
he get
can't make it
away?
through.
I mean, the shot there from Fozy, it could have connected. An insane entry, but Susp blind firing and running away. Now, Infinite does have alert, and it does work. Headshot onto Stanislaw. Now the rock of the team. JBA can't hold on. Awkward on the spray. Infinite has doubled up and has given Party Astronauts another chance in this one. No way, Sonic. There's no way you can deny this. He's going to swing out Library. The off shot misses. Oh boy, it's antsy, but now Sonic knows where every single player is.
Ooh, the flashbang. Infinite somehow got into safety, but they're not going to press their luck too much. It's Susp that dominates in the round at the start, but a recovery made off the hasty rotations, it feels like. Just one pick needed to get back towards that A side, and once you lay claim to that A side, that's where things become a lot more difficult.
Terrorists win. Yeah, A site retakes. Well known to be impossible. Just how impossible is an A site retake? Can we get like a metaphor for it?
It's as impossible as it's
a
as
good one.
impossible as me understanding some of the anime references that are made to me.
I don't make any of those. Don't worry about it.
The only anime reference that I know is Baka.
Sure, dude. For those who
See
don't
that one
know.
I
Yeah,
see
that
on
one.
TikTok.
Yeah, you seen that one around. Don't. You know, I think this broadcast would have been better if you didn't say that. I think the viewers at home would be having a much better time.
Didn't hear that.
If that was uttered. All right. Anyways, top banana aggression. Fozy just dropped down the 2 HP off the rip, boost up instantly. Oh my God! Fozy even hit the shot, but it doesn't matter. B site opener. What on earth just happened? As Fang never let go of Mouse 1. Stanislaw couldn't convert his kill on a 60. At least JBA in a 1 versus 3. That is wild to actually say that the round was doable if Stan got that kill, but instead we are off to save. That's Party Astronauts. 4 players up banana. Boost up half wall off the rip. All good.
I think that is the T side of their dreams. Like, that's exactly why they got this duo of crazy firepower in between Fang and Sixy, is for the opportunity to get rounds like that away. Like, Fang and the setup in the early plays, fully unleashing aggression on banana. Sixy finding kills right behind them. And that was, I think, the visual for Party Astronauts. They saw that on the T side and they were like, this is gonna work. Wait a second. Bin Leet has not only one option to call go kill, but 2. It has actually given them some cool game plans for good T sides in general. But I think more so the issues with this Party Astronauts roster, maybe some of the disagreements or clashes come into that defense, where a lot more struggles take place. But still, I mean,
Yeah,
that's the combination that you're hoping for, and if they can lean on that a lot more, that's could turn into a more decent half for them.
Yeah, I think like back in maybe 2020, 2021, you'd be able to get away with a default CT side where you just kind of run the same positions every round and play off the vibes. These days, no. T sides have just evolved to be just the standards are so much higher.
The only way you can play off of the vibes that well is if you get Stewie to stand in with Nico and Monacy, and
That's so real.
that's the only chance here. This setup is weird though. I mean, we got Fozy hopping in apartments, covering all lanes, but losing out on this duel. And again, Fang is able to crack through. Infinite helping out with 1 and Stan is absolutely gone. No chance he can get away with anything there.
They're fast on the retake. They've already got this advanced positioning where they're actually moving through the apartments, and even Infinite gets seen. He drops back in a pit. Sonic knows Infinite is right beneath him. There's nothing he can really do about it. At least just yet. He tries to strafe out. And Wolfie does nail the flick. Susp is off to save. And Party Astronauts are starting to march away with the D side here. That's the end of Wildcard's money.
Got sent flying. Wolfie.
See you later.
Wolfie going all in.
It's like a episode of Wipeout.
Yeah.
Every afternoon as like...
After school, man.
After school, yeah.
After school wipeout sesh. It'd already be on the TV waiting for me when I was coming home.
I'd have like there'd be like some iced tea in the fridge after like, cause I would like bike home, and iced tea in the fridge, Wipeout on the TV,
and watch Wipeout.
Yeah. I don't even know what happened to the show. I just assume that.
Didn't they just do like Mr. Beast was doing it? He's doing Wipeout or something like that, I think.
Flashes. Oh god, ages it takes for the flash to go, but Bentley's never blinded by it. Oh. Sus. Swedish 60. Unable to pull it off there. Bentley with a necessary headshot, or else everything goes wrong. That's all I really have to... I think also people just started getting hurt on that show as well.
I could only imagine the
yeah.
The injuries. But I mean, I'm sure that...
That's 2000s television. It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah. I mean, they had some flavors. You jump on the big red ball and fall. It could hurt, possibly. There's water there that you can land in, but it's more big if.
It's this truly thing about like 2000s era like reality TV that is all just like so ethically ambiguous. Like, we're talking like Impractical Jokers.
You gotta dig even deeper though and look at shows like I don't even know. There was like, it was mostly MTV shows that I think were all very ethically ambiguous.
Yes. All the
MTV reality shows got a little wild.
Yes, I don't want to like. I don't even want to mention them because they're just weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's good times though. Rosie back on good times as well. That's another flash play here. Very aggressive, but 60's available for an instant trade. And they're so decisive about this. I think, again, we are seeing a Party Astronauts that is just kind of playing off the vibes.
Yeah, good flash, though. Actually, a good way to push out the AWP here. Goes up. Sonic with the swing. Perfect onto Fang. A dink even landed. Onto Bentley, but look at this. The vibes are right here for 60, as he will find the headshot onto Fozy and make life a little awkward here for Wildcard, split between the two sites and 50 seconds to work with.
60 and Bentley. I can just wait the clock out a tad. The issue is Stan has never moved from this pit position. Being proactive, trying to take angles. And Bentley down so low. Okay, that's a lot of information though. Molly to flush him out becomes a necessary trade game in which they do. Sets 60 up for the 1v1. A long rotation in from Susp, and we will see the head-to-head here take place in between this duo.
60 looks into the mirror, and what does he see? He sees Susp, and he lands the headshot. He'll take down his Swedish counterpart, and it's 5-all.
Red like a book.
Old dog stands tall.
Red
Weird to call him that.
Yeah, I mean, that's an impressive clutch. That's just full conviction. He knew exactly where he was coming right there. Again, like you said, looked in the mirror there and said, I would have gone library. And it's a timeout here. Second used by Wildcard as they are falling victim to this Party Astronauts T side, the 60 firepower. that we've mentioned is unleashed and ready to go. The pressure is off the squad. Would be interesting to see what would happen if this roster were to qualify. It's one of those oh so common problems in Counter-Strike of starting to win as soon as you know the project is no longer with us.
It's like maybe we could get back together. And then it goes wrong again. Honestly, it is just like it's just an issue, just a human issue in general. It's not just like a Counter-Strike thing. When the pressure's off, everything's so much easier. Oh, here comes Stan. Standing in the middle of the open, on the off angle. But not good enough. No headshot. And it puts it down to JBA. Now, I believe he can deliver a Deagle headshot. Just off the mark there, and now running out of chances. Ah, that pesky Deagle.
Oh, and this is actually gonna rub it in. He's gonna rub it in.
Got to hit those. Oh, goodness. Don't get to typing. That's 60's domain.
Chirping along. And the deadly duo again strikes here between 60 Fang to a pop. That's what lifted them all off in this spree of T-side rounds. And that could continue to a closing statement of a half into a lead off the back of losing a pistol. And did they start 0-5? I believe they did. Is this going to be 7 in a row for PA? We know Vibes-based Counter-Strike is back after Dallas.
Flashback in. Oh, he's back to business here on Banana. Try to step through the smoke. What do you mean by Vibes-based Counter-Strike is back after Dallas?
You got G-Stu.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
G-Stu.
And Kerrigan, just like Vibes calling as well.
Yeah, just
there's
like
an interview.
Chilling, really.
Honestly, it really does feel like Vibes-based Counter-Strike is kind of just back.
Yeah, it's always a
The
seesaw.
Mongols.
It's a seesaw of performance. We get too nerdy, we get too try-hard, and we have to rein it back in.
Gotta focus on your crosshair.
Mm-hmm. Infinite, focused, and that's gonna help.
Uh-oh.
He turns it for a second, gets a third option, and somehow he has got all of them fallen on B. There's a flank quick from JBA that they could never expect, but still they've got positions entrenched, and this should be calmed over.
But he knows. But he should know. He should calm it over that they are playing out from this Coffin's position.
No way.
But Jiggle peeking into the op, a 2 versus 5 potential. Flashbang into the sky. And Fang dueling out, but he does miss. Positions revealed. JBA on the chase. Fang won't miss, though. A triple from Infinite, a double from Fang, and 7 for Party Astronauts in a row.
We seem too young to understand, for the better. The weather changes when we dance, belong together. Catching sunsets, riding waves, we stay forever. Where the rhythm never ends, 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 where the rhythm never
And here we go. It's Party Astronauts. They just won 7 rounds in a row. And I won't say they, like, exploited the same thing over and over again. It's just that, Cole, the vibes were right. Literally vibing here in the ESL Challenger 2024 NA Close Qualifier and ESL CSF.
That is right. The vibes are good.
How are your vibes right now, Cole?
Vibes are great. Vibes are great.
What makes the vibes great? What makes the vibes exceptional? We have to ask the why behind the question.
The why is because
They're just right?
I get to cast another day of Wildcard after getting to cast 3 days in a row of NA. And then next week, I get to see Wildcard in Pro League,
Let's go.
where they will be finally getting that opportunity that I was mentioning about before, where they have dominated regionally and they get to step into the international competition. That is what I'm most interested to see, is what they do in that department.
You know what? Casting Wildcard is more fulfilling for my soul than being in a Nepalese monastery for 3 years of my life. Alright? I feel fulfillment casting this team. And for that reason, it's once again Swedish 6Z versus actual 6Z, and this time the Swede able to take that one. Backhaul control and what is sometimes known as a ridiculously difficult retake out of him. Oh my gosh, just like the church security unit in play. Susp will get rooted out, but oh, the shots are struggling to connect. It is a 2 versus 2. It is winnable.
Wildcard getting a bit jumpy here in the clutch. Got themselves into a 2v1
Oh, no.
now. They've lost everybody. Fozy, what has happened to your team? That's another insane pullback out of nowhere. Wildcard. They lost a 2v5 to enter into this half, and now they've lost that one. I am beginning to get a bit nervous.
What happened there? Well, I don't really know why Stanislaw is going for the big swing up towards Coffins. It's like, I mean, you know, if you just win the fight, it's all good, right? You know, everything's good if you just hit the headshot. But right now, Party Astronauts they're kind of doing a better job at that right now. They're having a better day individually.
Zero question about that here. I mean, Susp is keeping up in some form or fashion with some of the strong suits of Party Astronauts, but that might just be about it. Huge surprise entering into this matchup for Wildcard, who are up 5-0 at one point. Who could have finally put it into the rain of rounds that Party Astronauts were tearing through until they lost the 2v5 with a pistol. And now just started to unleash some pressure towards that A side, hoping that that'll be the answer. 60 just tossing the full belt of utility down so effectively, but they're gonna ignore it.
Oh. But 60's MP9 somehow lasers at long range. A 9 HP gets another. 60 nearly triples up there. And then Wolfie cleans up a kill through the smoke. It's down to Fozy. He's got the bomb. He's dropped the molly. He'll go for the plant, but they're going to run him down. He's going to get off of it. Maybe he has a chance, but no. Fang will put him down. And Party Astronauts have just won 9 rounds in a row, and they're literally vibing.
Smiles on everyone's faces there. I can't believe what 60 just got away with. MP9 on the back of the site when Wildcard really could have used a 1-for-1. As the entry comes through out of apartments and the MP9 is all that stands against him, and with little HP even. 60 was down in uncomfortable territory. And that would have been the round if he goes down 1-4. But no, instead they hold strong, and it's more fun to be had here. Suspect is available to answer back, but they're flanking as well, and they've just dropped the bomb. So there's no comfort here for Susp at all. 3 targets, 3 HEs, and full spam downrange. You can't even make an argument.
And once that smoke fades, it's basically done, right? Wallbang as well for the infinite. Oh, is this real?
I struggling to believe what I'm seeing here, but again, it makes so much sense when we look at the grand scheme of of how this can go. Walking into it, I was talking about how this would be the only way that Party Astronauts come into this with the advantage, as if they play with zero pressure, nothing to lose, because that's exactly the opportunity afforded to them. But there's Wildcard ready to respond. JBA says enough is enough. Let's put a close on this gorilla story of a map here for you and look to try and lock this one in.
Staying patient though for Wildcard. And yeah, that's a little too much presence shown. Yeah, we're off to the other side.
Not a bad rotate there, and I mean, for Party Astronauts, the luxury of this rotate is if they did want to brute force their way into B, then you'd have yourself a good hold. Still, even in the 3v5. If not, 3-gun saved isn't the worst way to lose a round. But finally, a little relief as the 10-round streak comes to an end. And they're hunting.
Stan steps forward and finally lands a shot. I think he's definitely had a rougher day at the office. Stan capable. That is an interesting smoke.
We learn a new tech here. Is this the move from Infinite?
We'll have to find out. Absolutely it is. Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh.
Gonna write that one down. You're gonna want to smoke, and then you're gonna want to spam through that said smoke.
Jeez.
After you just destroyed them. So Wildcard kind of, you know, in a certain sense happy with the kill, but also taking some casualties in the mix. It's only gonna leave Bentley, I think, to walk away a little bit sour in terms of the buy here, but outside of that, still A1S's and the AWP included. Holding on to for Wolfie. Smoking utility. Ooh. There's the head-to-head once again.
60 versus Sus.
And it's gonna be 60 that comes out on top for a little while, but Stan again, like you said, definitely capable hands, but looking to have a little bit more tangible impact in the server, and that is what I like to call impact. And it's only Bentley recovering an upgraded gun, tossing his utility. He's picked up another smoke though. Somehow managed to find that. With a smoke down banana as well. I mean, I see a battle of the brains here in terms of necessary frags towards B, because Bentley's not getting any help.
But it doesn't look like Party Astronauts are going to rotate anytime soon. They're just going to hit the jets. They're just going to blast on through. We're going to make the bet that it's a single defender here, and Bentley is in some trouble. KBA chooses to go through CT, which then he quickly says no to that offer. And Posey to plant the bomb safe behind the fountain with 10 seconds left. This is a save from the Party Astronauts, and a double kill from Stanislaw. Absolutely crisp.
Clean as all get out right there. Beautiful stuff. Secure them enough ground to win the round. Gets traded eventually as well, so again, as soon as they're able to put a stop to the round, they put a bit of a slow on the roll of Party Astronauts in those good vibes. We're able to bring some consecutive rounds. Wolfie, doing a good job of holding that bay though. Want to exit kill towards the tail end. Wildcard gonna keep Party Astronauts at a arm's length away from map point.
And round by round, it might work. Learning lineups here with Fozy, that corner and bottom right corner of the yellow t-shirt. Could be considered a FlyQuest jersey if you've been paying attention to that. Ooh, this is a fun setup. The extremely tall tower here from it. Oh my goodness! Sus he just ran past him, but he doesn't know how many players are actually on the boost. So Fang runs through, goes for one. Is this gonna be cleared or not? The answer's no, but that JBA does not find the double. Bomb plant successfully stopped. Man advantage claimed here for PA. Flank as well developing from Banana, and everything's starting to work out just a little bit. Stan sneaking forward, gets dealt with, and it's up to JBA in the clutch. But what a capable pair of hands this guy is. Gets the first, the second, and make it a 1 versus 3 here for JBA to push Wildcard to 8 to keep the vibes down for PA.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to turn into a bit of a sour mood. Party Astronauts boxing JBA in a 1v3, but as you said, so capable of instant headshots, instant dismissals. And when required, that star power able to show up. We highlighted Susp. He was doing so much. And maybe he has bought enough time to get the rest of these wildcard members in line and ready to slow down the roll of Party Astronauts. Utility, though, this time is fantastic. So much damage done with these HEs.
Oh. Sus burn forward. But no one's dead. Well, folks, that's why JBA is on the books here for Wildcard. He survived multiple purges from this team. I joke about a purge, but it's mostly just like improvements. 60 out, Slight is gone, Infinite left. JBA facing off versus, by the way, the teammates that recommended him to Stanislaw, I should add. One little lore. Fang doesn't care. First headshot's good. Bentley struggling. He does find the double, though, and does put Party Astronauts far, far ahead. Fozy. In a 1 versus 2, is he going to go for the plant is the question. Is he going to fake? Out in the open, he does. Gonna try and flash on through. Turns around, 2 max turn. Could not find the kill on an Infinite, though. It's actually a team kill all the way through. And that's 11 for PA.
Wow. Little initiative there to secure it. Infinite has to put his teammate down, but I don't think that's any concern at Party Astronauts, who are just at the cusp. Finding themselves right up against the finish line. This would be the round to do it. Force spy called out here by Stan. AK only in his hands at the moment. Soul rifle. And it looks like Party Astronauts want to put a pin in this one instantly, but they're missing shots. They're missing connections. And they're down a man.
Oh boy. And an Infinite sticking around. He wants to battle. JBA will not make the jump up. It's Wolfie who gets annihilated. But JBA pulling pins doesn't matter. Fozy right behind for the trade. And it's Fang alone versus 5. Wildcard gonna wait. They're gonna group up. That also gives time for Ben to arrive to the scene. It will be the remaining 2 players here for Party Astronauts to hold. First kill good here from Fang. Does he have any more in him? There's a second, but Bentley is down. Fang has to do it with the USP. And it's not possible. He'll be overwhelmed. Wildcard are stomping back into it.
I mean, that's just, again, what they desperately needed, even in the 2v5s that look possible there for Party Astronauts. They have been a little clunky on the trades today, which isn't oftentimes the case for Wildcard. That is what I'll usually give them the most credit for. Is that they're always feeling like they're playing the very buttoned up Counter-Strike, but the lack of trades has been a big problem We've seen a couple of times so far on this T side that the multi-kills have pulled Party Astronauts through in dire situations. But this time, enough firepower up against them here. Stan's gonna contact into a full stack, knocking down the pillar, and even denying the cash, the extra $300 by ticking in Sonic's mind. Now that's just real
Petty.
frustrating right there. Yeah, petty. He will give nothing to his opponents.
And you know, how long do the vibes last for? What was it? Party Astronauts won 11 rounds straight? Yes, that is
10.
10 rounds straight, and they got one just at the very end. That's the momentum this team sometimes provides, and I won't say they were exploiting a particular weakness or anything of that sort. In fact, Wildcard have been struggling so hard in the opening kills department. Just to kind of put it into perspective, Susp is 7-2 in opening duels.
Terrorists win.
That's insane given the fact that they are playing with this deficit. Down still around, having someone that has opened up and increased your odds so much in 7 different rounds. And it is still a close ball game because showing up here, feeling like a full team effort from everyone involved. Wolfie on the op has had some tough times. He's been naded out of the server. He's been 1-deeged, of course, in recent history. It could be what Party Astronauts need to push them across the line, though.
Double apartment setup, Infinite, holds for the spray, and then the reswing from Wolfie. Good on it. 60 wisely backing out of middle, but Susp knows. Takes the fight, nearly takes down Wolfie in the process. Extra smokes being deployed, and Susp is gathering so much information right now about this A site. He knows 3 players are here. Ozzy's gonna drop. All right. Is this a flashbang lineup? We're going in with the perfect popper, hopefully, but Bentley unblinded, back at dark. He just needs one, and he'd be happy. Swinging around, he delivers exactly that. Gives his teammates a chance in the retake. Ozzy up top.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed. As he knocks down Fang. 2 versus 2. He repositions the new box as well. Entrenched, as well as getting up close here. Out towards CT. You have to think about an op, and you have to think about Stan. Lands the headshot. 60 not precise enough, and Wolfie calls it off. We're going to every round of regulation.
Oh, that's how Wildcard like to get it done. They love a good 24-round ball game. That's out of all the insane amount of matches that I've casted out of them, they truly are never put out until, you know, you get 13 in regulation, and that sometimes has been the hardest thing. Stan proving to be a tough leader to put down in the North American scene. Many have come close, but few have passed all the way through the test.
And this veto also is extremely interesting down the stretch because Vertigo is Party Astronauts permaban. They chose to take Ancient out. There's just no confidence on it. They've been constantly getting destroyed on Ancient. They got rocked by Fluffy Aimers 13-3. They got 13-1 by NRG earlier in the month. So they are bringing out their permaban because obviously it's this team's last ride. Let's give it a shot, I guess.
I mean, anything is better than, like you said, those results that you had just highlighted, and results that had a lot of meaning in terms of the shape of this roster and their future. Ancient, even though we have a lot of players to be excited for on that map, we've already highlighted the issue in the resource management. Here we go, Susp. Can he give another opening duel? Can he make it big number 8 for the squad? He's got to be careful because Wolfie's op is trained in, and one swing would AWP, instant dismissal. There it is. Finally an opportunity for Wolfie to start off firing up with his AWP, and at a crucial turning point in this map.
You're still dropping in. Moto smoke. Sonic with a molly for Pit. Or towards lane? I'm not sure that was the intention. And now things get awkward. 3 players here on the site. This should be impossible. This should be impossible. But there's a team kill. And now it's a 2 versus 2 pushing through the smoke. Bentley fighting for his life. And now it's down. It's an op duel here in the 1 versus 1. Wolfie flying up mid. Fozy. He should know the general direction, but he's not ready for this fast timing. His back is still being turned. Oh, but Wolfie, he scopes up. Fozy didn't hear it. He spins back, but I think now Fozy knows. Playing back behind the box. Wolfie clearing up every corner, but Wolfie cannot handle the instant headshot out of Fozy for map point. Wildcard, take the lead.
I mean, it was just the last little bit that they needed right there. Wolfie starts it off, and he had to finish. But you can see there is fear in his heart when he looks down the scope up against Fozy there, right around the corner. And understandably so. Knocked out in the clutch, though, Fozy. Stone cold. And he cuts off Wolfie again. Connection onto the cross. Party Astronauts. They had a 10-round spree, but they needed 11.
And the thing is that, oh my gosh, I mean, Infinite got goose. He's getting lit up through the apartments right now. That was heard by Sonic. All the damage that just got dealt to him. And the thing is, when you have that auto shotgun, it feels like the only thing you can do is fight forward because you don't want to be on the apartment's balcony when they're wrapping arch. This feels like a lost cause. The rotates are scrambling, though, in time. Bentley will get himself the library, but he will be heard. And that's an auto shotty in the open. Exactly the situation that you dread. Party Astronauts, they fought so hard. They got 10 in a row. But then the snowball stopped rolling. Fang with just an impossible situation. Wildcard with resilience will steal away their pick.
Yeah, I mean, what an incredible closing statement there as well. This is Wildcard in classic fashion, just winning in a very difficult circumstance, finding themselves in a position where they have to call upon some of the leadership. What Stanislaw can do for this team is that there is no game.
And we are in. Right here, moving on into Vertigo, a map that Party played in this series. You know what? One last ride.
We should be back here. I'll be going into Vertigo. And again, this has been a map that Party Astronauts not been playing in quite some time, but willing to throw anything at the wall here in this qualifier to see what sticks, and leaving it open at disposal. We'll see what they can make of it here as the entries rolling on through. Wolfie left alongside Bentley, but now finding just Fozy as last man standing. Didn't expect the new catwalk play to take place, and a quick shot on the Bentley. One last opportunity as Bentley secures the round, and Party Astronauts will start off Verti in winning ways.
We'll try this one again, just to see if it's all good or not. But yeah, Party Astronauts, their first map of Vertigo since they played NRG in February. You know, if it keeps up like this, we could be heading to maneuvers pretty. Just kidding. It's just around. And some 6 shots from Bentley. I think that kind of helps.
Does help out quite a bit.
You know, he was trying to rebrand to Benjamin. If you saw that.
I don't know if it was a rebrand or if he just, like, I think that the way that one went down was kind of like entered in it like a username.
If he was
That's
trying to
what your
qualify
name-
for the major, I think they didn't want. Did they really not want him to be called Ben Leet? We'd have to get Benjamin stickers instead of Ben Leet stickers. Unbelievable.
That'd be devastating.
I would have fallen to my knees. I would have said, requalify, do it different. But well, they didn't really make it. Sad. Wildcard did, however.
They did. They didn't really hesitate in that campaign either. Walking in at 3-0. And you know what I think is quite important, setting themselves up for success. You know, and early on avoiding tougher competition by doing that. It's just quite nice.
Oh.
And,
Oh
look at the
no.
collapse here rolling through. Sonic, Fozy, and Susp. They will all be able to strike. That was... I mean, somehow it felt like Wildcard knew what Party Astronauts were doing. And... there's no way you can even know that. You have no...
There's no
recent
footage.
results there's no tape here. You don't know the setups. You don't know what Party Astronauts are gonna do. I doubt Party Astronauts even fully know what their game plan is here, but it still feels like Wildcard have come through and checked every box on this gun round.
As Sonic peeks around the worst corner in Counter-Strike ever created. It has like the worst shadow advantage ever. That one also pretty close. This Fang will scoop up an AK. You know, what cost Party Astronauts at the RMR was truly just nerves. I'll say it. They got kind of wrecked by Fluffy Aimers to get knocked out of major contention. And they just weren't playing themselves. That, what we saw on Inferno, was more the Party Astronauts we're used to. Just the relentless aggression. I just saw individuals making decisions that I think they wouldn't otherwise have made if they weren't in a major qualifier and they weren't the favorites. Now, 6E pushes past. Sonic knew exactly where he was, but 6E still wins the fight. Because he's Dan Wu. That's who.
Is who. Gonna free him up for some opportunities here. Wolfie also with the AWP. Keeping their distance.
Stan.
60 is very close. Death Raider on this corner. Instead he swings fences. Going for more, but that will cost him.
Hold on.
Eventually gets overrun.
Wolfie's in an awkward spot as well. He's been seen. He has to fall back. Away from the catwalk. Gets himself over towards heaven. Now, Fozy does not want to move around that corner. Oh, could be game, but it's only a tag. He will fall. 2 versus 2, 50 seconds. The thing is, the bomb, I think it's still down on that short shelf. But it's currently inside of a smoke that's about to fade. Infinite. Oh, he's going to walk forward. JDA is waiting for him, though. Oh, my goodness. The awareness is insane. And look at this. Fozy, he went all the way back down the ramp, and now he's moving towards mid.
I mean, 20 seconds though.
Nah, he'll be able to make it.
I think so.
Think? Oh, it's so...
Gonna be close, but he just has to get the kill, and JBA's now loud about his approach. Bentley is gonna have to reveal himself behind the site, and that's where Fozy can secure the kill. It is chaotic as can be, but it is just in time for Wildcard to recover that round and get past the purchases here of Party Astronauts in the early stages.
And, well, the celebrations are over. Party Astronauts got the pistol and the conversion. And, well, reality might come crashing down. It is really interesting to see Wildcard pick into Vertigo, but I honestly think... like, when JBA was playing over on Limitless, back in his time, definitely enjoyed Vertigo. Also, I will say, JBA is one of the highest rated T-side players in all of North America, if not just Counter-Strike in general. It's a really interesting stat. It's hard to be a T-side only player. His CT side roles has him as a small side anchor. Oh my goodness, if anyone was standing over towards that quad position, they would be toast. But JBA truly just an outstanding player when it comes to T-side lurks and finding impact on those particular roles, and I think a map like Vertigo can definitely favor him as he decides to work particular parts of the map.
Has been an asset I get on that T side there. Going into the second half of Inferno, it just felt like that was where we saw him get a lot more activated. Show up a little more consistently. And that was, you know, maybe a credit to Sus for getting that position, you know, comfortably available, but did feel like without that impact, it could have been more concerning. That 1v3 just, again, is going to linger in this series through the remainder.
In some other news, by the way, the struggles of NRG continue as Nouns are up in that series as well. They also steal away a map pick of Inferno.
NRG, I feel like, lost a lot of motivation off the back of missing out on that major cycle.
Yeah.
And now they gotta go up against Nouns. Start off. And this is something that they can't afford to really let off the gas, otherwise it could lead to just even more sinking feelings. Okay. Got some vision there on Wolfie. And Sonic able to collect. JBA is instant on the trade. And they just
wait.
Hold down the line, wait for the smokes to fade away, and finally they get the fights they were hoping for.
Yeah, eventually Party Astronauts, their internal instincts tell them to swing, and Wildcard leverage that against them. At a certain point, that CC side needs that deep ramp information. And they swing it to two players instead. Two players holding, then late to the scene. He'll drop a smoke, threaten a push through. Oh my goodness. Uzi's just gonna stand beneath them and knock down the tower. Oh, it comes collapsing down. He took out one too many Jenga pieces. But somehow he won.
He's playing the game wrong. He's playing Jenga wrong. Fortunately for Wildcard, he's playing Counter-Strike right. Because when those pieces come tumbling down, so does the defense, so does the retake. Instead, it's a sturdy tower of Wildcard that continues to reign in North America. Looking to add another event to add to their calendar and their preparation for an exciting second season of the year. I think Infinite's got a little vision on this one, but it's not going to matter as the full scale's taking place and the full execution back it up. Flashes don't really even need to be there when Susp is finding kills like that.
Oh my goodness, the flank fried as well. Fang probably next to go here. JBA. Come on, the internal instincts. Oh, he's just locking in for the duel perfectly. And keeping that headshot percentage high in the meantime. He's just going to sacrifice himself. And that's 5 rounds straight here on the T side for Wildcard. Susp is... You know, we joke about the international players and that, but he is completely rooted out and is standing up 6E in the server right now.
That's what he's brought even before getting brought to North America as well. It's just consistently done damage in the NA scene. Found ways to play the role effectively even without good ping, good situations, and this is what he does best. He just cracks on through the entire defense. 60 looking to respond this time on the other side of the map. They've lost out.
Oh, with Stan finds a kill on a Fang. He's just holding back middle, waited for the push because it's just inevitable when you're playing against party astronauts. Now, they are still spread out, 2 versus 3, and Wildcard still have to make a decision. 60 to step forward. Sharp on the shots. Not enough. Off the mark. Stan does convert. He's going to fly forward and... Oh, he'll find Wolfie the hard way. USB to the face. But they're planting on B, and Wolfie picked the wrong time to rotate. Ollie on the fly is actually pretty good, but maybe a planting on the corner. Is this winnable?
A bit unlikely with the smokes down, but as they fade away, maybe an opportunity. He's going to walk through it, though. He's going to try to use this to his advantage. Another smoke fades right in his face, and a no-scope connects. No trade coming through from Susp, and Wolfie connects on the 2. Big impact from the AWP here. And as we said, a lot of strangers in the server here on Party Astronauts to Vertigo, but Wolfie is not one. This has been comfort territory for Zop in the past, and that is something he desperately needed in this series if Party Astronauts want to fight back.
It's Swede on Swede combat if you forget Wolfie's heritage as well. Floridian by nationality, but he's played Swedish Counter-Strike in his time. And honestly, that no-scope felt like the most casual thing ever. It wasn't like some ridiculous panic flick. You just put his barrel in the right spot, let go, and fired. So, Party Astronauts break a bit of a deadlock. It took a clutch. What does that mean, though? Already up ramp. CT side already feeling the pressure. They're holding a 2-man B setup, and they already lose 1. Ben Lee, unable to cover, but then he brings home a double and drops the bomb. Or does he? Never mind. The bomb, thought I heard something click down, but it said that's going to be picked up by Fozy, and we're taking an A instead.
Not bad. But they got to move quickly here. The reclaiming of control towards the middle has got them back involved on this A-side defense. Smokes put on display, flashes to back this one up. They're going to move quickly, but it's a counter flash coming through. 60 can't transfer for multiples, but Wolfie will continue. Hold down the line, and Fozy, last man standing, has to come up clutch as well. Walking into the scope here of the AWP, ignores it, and it forces Fang to trade it. But he's there, he's involved, and Party Astronauts on to a 4th round now because of it.
Alrighty. It's a hell of a map for Wolfie to warm up on. And it's actually going to draw out a tactical here from Wildcard. They've reached the end of their bank balance for the most part. And definitely uncomfortable when it comes to handling some of the individuals here. Ben Late finding that critical double over towards B.
Has been kind of the theme so far of how Party Astronauts have kept this one, you know, competitive is through the individual efforts, through big multi-kills. I mean, denying Wildcard the availability of trades. What I talked about on Inferno, which was one of the biggest strong suits of the 11 rounds that PA got. But they found their winning formula eventually. We'll see if they can do it again. Elite flashed off and forced to retreat off this mid-hold, and they are scaling so quick. They're in CT spawn.
Oh boy. Bentley is in trouble. They're going around, jumping around the side of the map here, but Infinite is still holding on here on the side. He's found the multi, but can't escape Fozy's spray. So a 2 versus 3 with advanced positioning as well. And Wolfie nearly eats the grenade to his finish, and instead it will just straight up happen. 2 versus 2. Sonic still playing aggressive, but the flank here from 60 is loud. Look at this. Jumping across. Fozy with the spot. Sonic round the edge of the smoke. Fang dropping down. He needs to win this 1 versus 1 as 60 has fallen. Now it's a clutch. Fang, he's just hoping for someone to overextend, but it's just not happening. And Sonic will take some initiative on that. Wildcard. Snap back to PA.
Yeah, 1v2, too many already this half here for Wildcard. They are not willing to concede over another at this point, and there are some questions as to what they do in this sort of investment. Half buys, some full buys, about maybe what I would expect from this current position. Definitely, if they don't win this, they're not going to be set up for success in the final round of play. And that could lead to an even more scary T side into a CT potential for the Wildcard camp. But with a buy like this, you can do a lot of damage. There's just no utility to get away with much. Flash is so crazy good, Stan. What are these flashes that you're throwing, man? What are these flashes that are lasting forever?
What? Dude, the sun.
Bomb has been planted.
They actually just could not see anything. Any forward setup was just annihilated. 2 flashbangs won that whole round, and then Sonic even spun back for the 3rd. But to be honest, Sonic's kills were just so ridiculously easy because hardly anyone could shoot back. Well, time to hop into the demos for that one. See you guys on a Nar out here Twitter post.
Terrorists win.
And that's, I mean, I think something that a lot of teams, I'll give them a little bit of breath there and say, like, yeah, that was up against the Pistols, right? So I don't want to jump the gun too crazy, but I think a lot of teams on this map have shown that their T sides lack depth on T side executes towards A. And having that sort of utility set, proving that not only is this a punish pick here for Party Astronauts and leaving this open, but they're also playing to Wildcard's strength at the moment as well. Suspas again dealt with on this B side, finding their footing in that department, but it's required resources here, and resources that maybe they couldn't afford to spend.
Oh, and Fang dealt with. You can see the reaction from Wildcard. They just want to aggressively take ramp. When you see 2 players B, they know it's a solo defense on A. JBA's actually run low on HP. Deep CT smoke, though. They want to fight for elevator control. Good flashes, but JBA falls through the smoke. Ben Lee alone in elevator. He's calling for backup. Arriving in late through heaven, though. What a plant position there from Stan as well. Smoke deployed on the site. Stan's really wants the fight, and he's gonna pay a lot for it. The reposition from Fozy is excellent. Side of the box, sees one jump up, deals with them immediately, moves into elevator, and handles the last. Party Astronauts got the pistol, but not much else. It's Wildcard up 4.
You and I, we were great till we fell down. Now we're lost in this madness. All the love we had vanished. You and I, we were great, we had a run. Now I look at other people and feel bad about that. You keep working like us, you don't wanna come back. It's like we're alone even though we are attached. We should break it up before we do something bad. So why don't you sit down? We deserve better, oh yeah. Our piece of heaven, oh yeah. We deserve better than this cold touch, a love that makes the heart rush. We deserve better, oh yeah. Kinda sad and ironic, everything we had promised ran out into a river filled with doubts. So let's be real, let's be honest. There's a line and we crossed it. You and I, we were great till we were not. Now I look at other people and feel bad about that. You keep working like us, you don't wanna come back. It's like we're alone even though we are attached. We should break it up before we do something bad. So why don't you sit down? We deserve better, oh yeah. Our piece of heaven, oh yeah. We deserve better than this cold touch, a love that makes the heart rush. We deserve better, oh yeah. We did a lot in this darkness, somehow we became heartless. You and I, we were great, but now we're not. No need to fight for this stars, no. Let's let go, let's forget now. You and I, we were great, but now we deserve better, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Our piece of heaven, oh yeah. Our piece of heaven. We deserve better than this cold touch, a love that makes the heart rush. We deserve better, oh yeah. We deserve better, oh yeah. Our piece of heaven, oh yeah. We deserve better than this cold touch, a love that makes the heart rush. We deserve better, oh yeah.
And so, welcome back aboard here. 8-4 right now for Wildcard. The Swedes doing the damage. The godlike flashbangs from Stanislaw. And truly a highlight reel to look back upon. I'm fine, Drum Nicole, Exner, McHenry, and JBA rings out. The pistol round god here for Wildcard. But a little bit of footsteps given away. Susp has left the site, and 3 players walk up B stairs. Susp could be in for a rough one as he sees everyone in the open. He still takes one with him. 3 versus 5. Susp a step forward. And gets another one out of it as well. But 60 will fall himself. It's Bentley coming in from middle last. How has Susp done that?
How did he get that? That last kill, I couldn't even see the adjustment in time onto the head. Unfortunately, Bentley has left it up to a kit and a defuse for Stan, who will just stick it right in his face. A save is going to be fine. 60 with a couple kills, and the bomb plan is going to afford an AK and armor, and everyone else getting purchases involved as well. I think this map has, for me at least, become pretty T-sided because of how difficult it is to try and work, or CT-sided I should say, that because of how difficult it is to work towards that A side. But Susp has done it again. Both halves efficient towards the B side. doesn't need any extra support. It's just going to be all-out aggression that nets him the opening duel. Sonic, that is loud and proud. And now Sus will get no help.
Oh, but does he even need it? No, he doesn't. He's just got another 2. Surely it ends here. It does. He even takes Wolfie down to half.
Yeah.
He's done 350 damage this round.
All by himself. All by his lonesome. 0 support. Sonic was instantly knocked out of this round. It puts it into such a doable situation. But Fang is watching the flank fully, convinced that this will be the case, and he's right, but it's also so patient from JBA. Or rather, Stan that's on the flank.
Go forward. And then Stan just waits. Dude, a gargoyle in B main. Wait for a target. Don't die of full damage. Oh my goodness, that was almost an embarrassment. Yeah, but the thing is
Wait,
now that bomb defuse just starts up. That molly is far too late, and even Fozie's gonna clean up the kill. Stanislav the gargoyle, the statue, the sentry man.
As I've highlighted, Wildcard just don't make a lot of mistakes in those big advantages. We've seen a couple of them on Inferno actually flare up. And instead of letting those slip, they hold down the line. But the patience from Stan is crazy there. But what's even crazier is the Susp defense. So much heavy lifting done. Another force buy, getting caught in force buy traps, but it is going to be a quick dismissal of Stan now.
Oh.
Oh, he's getting entrenched, but JBA is just prepared for this instead. And 4v2, the advantage is nullified with the quickness.
It's just diligence. It's just diligence, a better team. Now, Fozie, he should have recognized, he should have seen the top of the head there from Wolfie, but there's no harm, no foul just yet. Even the smoke drop from Sonic. Now what? You're just in the dark here for Party Astronauts. You were just guessing. Do you want to go back into the unknowns, or do you want to press forward into an A site? Wolfie seems like the latter. Does he have a headshot in him? He does. Okay. No scope needed.
More?
Hang in the and JBA, the third man on the site, and Fang was not looking for him. A good little reposition gives them that free kill if they can.
It's a nice half buy there. I mean, it's a lot of damage converted. They'll just keep on investing. Party Astronauts probably never gonna call a eco in this. They don't have time. They don't have the runaway, so always gonna be left with a little less utility than they'd like. And this is already a unknown territory, so it creates even further problems. And again, Sus will just duel. I mean, how quickly can we fight? That B side gives you early access. Stan will go down, but he does find a kill with the Molotov eventually, capitalizing off the damage done. So the man advantage will hang in there for now.
Susp has like an unfair amount of opening kills this series. He had like 8 on Inferno. Now, whoa, 60. 0 care in the world, and well, as cool as that move was, he just got destroyed.
Wolfie would repeat that in a scrim, but he'd also do it in a match. He'd do it any chance you give him, but yeah, bold move. 60 just, again, that's a situation you're playing with nothing to lose. Trying to recover and hope that you can get a sneaky kill, hoping that you can read the defense to perfection. It felt so right until it went wrong. Wolfie innovated. Susp, with his spidey senses tingling, swings out just in time to keep it coverage and helps Sonic in knocking down the last pin. It's a pillar on the B site that Party Astronauts cannot get past.
You know, they kind of locked in Vertigo. They kind of let it through. to make it interesting, as this is kind of one last ride here for the Party Astronauts, and well, they're playing against the best team in the region. Considering that Wildcard just recently took down M80. You can see that Wildcard, they don't play this map often, but they are still familiar. They still know what they need to do.
They do like to win this map.
Absolute torrent of bullets through the smoke there, and 60 just walking smokes, trying to make moves. I don't think it's happening here, Cole.
Not seeing the world either. We'll see if this can help out there as they get fights that they're looking for, but it's Stan that's now winning them in extra support. JBA to finish. It was smooth sailing on Vertigo, as should be the case. Wildcard dominating the series again, as should be the case. We know what's going on in the PA camp. I think we got a little bit of that, you know, kind of maybe dead team magic there in Inferno with the 10-round spree.